This episode's gonna suck. Er.
Oh, good.
All right. What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Nintendo Friends, where we talk about everything gaming, but mostly Nintendo. I am your host, Hector, and with me, as always, is my co-host and fellow gamer, Abel. How you doing today, Abel?
What's up, guys? I'm doing great. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing really good.
Far away.
I'm far away?
Yeah, you're so far away.
Oh, I'm right next to you.
Oh yeah, you're right here.
Yes. Hi, how you doing? Oh, wait, I looked the wrong way. Hi, how are you doing?
No, you broke the illusion.
Oh, no. Yeah, but today we're doing it remote because, why?
Well, 4th of July is tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
For busy people.
And I had to work. Abel's been off of work this whole week. Lucky dog. And I had to get off of work like at 6 or so. So, and then I had to set up this whole. I loved it so much from our last podcast that like I'm sitting where you sat last podcast.
You took my
And like I think I'm gonna make this like just the background of like whenever we have to do remote now.
Yeah.
But also maybe like for videos, I like the little setup.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's got the Switch. Nope, got the Switch games in the back, Switch 2 in the back. But yeah, I think it really works. But
Yeah.
But anyway, today is gonna be a short show, or shorter, But we were talking about Super Mario Strikers. For the GameCube, they just put it up on the Nintendo Switch Online. We both have a history with this game, but it's very different, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, can you tell us a little bit about Super Mario Strikers from the GameCube? Like, what is your experience with it?
I've never played it. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, show's over, folks.
All right,
that's
guys,
it. Bye.
No.
For real. Remember to like and subscribe. We're on YouTube. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify. Bye, guys. Okay. Do the whole spiel.
Yeah, the whole outro. No. Okay. Yeah, I have played it before. I blew it. Wow. I played it. That's a weird way to do a past tense of play. I blew it.
How about you shut up and talk about the game?
All right. Okay.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
All right. So I played it a lot in my youth. I didn't own it, but I had a cousin who owned it, and we would play it a lot in groups. Actually, two of my cousins owned it, and so sometimes I would just play like with one cousin, like 1v1, and then other times we would play like in bigger groups with my other cousins. So it varied, but I remember having a lot of fun with it. I think it was a super cool game, but I want to say it was probably the first. I think it was the first like anything like Mario sport type, what do you call it?
Like the best Mario, or sorry, first Mario sports game that you ever like played. Is that true?
I think so. I think it was the first one I ever played.
You never played Mario Tennis for like the 64, or did they have Mario Tennis? Game Boy, whatever.
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Okay. So the first one that you played.
The first Mario like spin-off sports game. The spin-off is what the word I was trying to think of. But yeah, it was the first that like genre that I ever played, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
But it was a great like starter game, and it got me like interested in like future Mario sports games. Like I love Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. Those are also really fun.
I feel like those games are overlooked. I feel like people are like, the consensus I think is just like, oh, they're just Mario and Sonic just play like regular games, like whatever from that year. And it's like pretty boring. It gets old fast. And like, yes and no, but I feel like, sorry, I'm just like hyping up Mario and Sonic. Like again, like they don't have a lot of meat. Like I will say that I'm not a freaking Nintendo. Was it Shrill or what is it called?
Nintendo.
I mean, obviously we're fanboys, but
Yeah,
like, you know, I'm just not a, um, you know, I have an opinion. So
yeah. We're
I'm not, yeah,
blowing
yeah.
from
We're not robots, guys.
Yeah.
But I do think they're, yes, of course they don't have a lot of meat, but like, they're still fun. I think they're mostly fun with a partner.
Yeah.
And I think they're really good party games. Like I mean, maybe they can be overpriced, which is, I get it, but you know, they're not bad. I don't think some of them are actually pretty great, and I have really fond memories of the Super Mario and Sonic at the Olympics. You know, the Beijing one comes to mind.
Rio de Janeiro one.
The Rio one, that was the Wii. Or how many were on the Wii? Like two or three or something.
Ooh, there were several on the Wii.
Yeah, Beijing was on the Wii, right?
Beijing. Yeah.
Beijing and Rio. Yeah. Gosh, we're old. So, but yeah, so Super Mario Strikers, that was the first like spin-off that you were introduced to. I kind of find
like
that
sports
weird.
Mario ever that I was ever exposed to.
It
was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Again, it's one of those things where it's like with any, you know, spin-off, especially sport game, you know, it doesn't have like a whole, like you were saying, it doesn't have a whole lot of meat to it, but the bulk of like the fun that you have with these games has to do with who you're playing it with, you know. If you're playing it by yourself, you can still have fun and you can make the most of it, but you know, you get the full experience when you're playing it with someone else, and you have a competitive aspect that you wouldn't have just playing against a CPU or whatever. But
no, absolutely, I wholeheartedly agree. And so, but to speak on that, we both kind of played it in our youth. I'm kind of right there with you. I never owned the game because I've never had a GameCube. Well, until we got our channel, right?
Yeah.
And so, which reminds me, I probably need to add that to the collection. Go out and buy a copy, an overpriced copy. But I played it at like friend's house and cousin's house and cousins' house, and so and so like I remember having a lot of fun. This is I remember one of the best not only the first Mario sports and spin-off games that I also played, but one of the best. Like I remember it, just the gameplay was so great. I had a lot of fun. I have really good memories of it, but there's not very much memories because I never owned it. So like I remember when Mario Strikers for the Switch came out a couple years ago, I was really excited because I was like,
pretty hyped.
I was hyped, and I remember sadly I had to trade it in or go because it just wasn't good.
Yeah.
But for Mario Strikers on the Switch, dude, that game sucked. It wasn't good. Like it wasn't fun.
Yeah.
It was like the same care. What you could tell, the same care was not put into this one.
So would you go as far to say that the main issue that you found with the game was it just like it lacked it, or it had even less substance than the original? It did. Yeah, actually, it had like hardly. I don't remember even having it much like modes as the first one does. Because if you boot it up right now on the Switch Online, it's got a lot of modes. It's got like a pretty like fair amount of modes that you can try. Right. It's got like practice modes. It's got like the cups, the grudge match is the first thing on there, and so like just the same panache. It doesn't even have the Switch one did not have any panache. Yeah. It was lacking like flair. It was lacking love, and it was just bare bones. Yeah.
And like even like the gameplay, it looked pretty okay. Like it looked pretty good, but it just wasn't as fun. Like, and that's the thing I want to get into. So like, again, I do have, a small amount of memories playing Strikers on the GameCube, but I went back to it. They dropped it like, I think 2 days ago as from this recording. And I just been playing it for like 2 days straight, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. Like, this game is so fun. This is probably one of the most fun, not only Mario games, not only first Nintendo party games. But just like a Mario sports game, like let's take all that out of the equation. Just a game in general, and yeah,
Just standalone game.
yeah, and it is more fun with people. Like it's a lot more fun with people. Obviously,
Right.
I think you can play like up to, is it like 4 to 8 or something like? No, maybe not 8.
I think it's 4. I think
4.
because I think that's like the max that the GameCube could.
The GameCube.
The GameCube could.
Yes.
Host. I think it was the most.
But maybe it's different online. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because they add stuff. I haven't even tried the online, so I've just been having fun with just the game itself.
Right.
And so not only is it a fun game to play with others, this game is phenomenal. It's so good. It's so streamlined, and the game design is so amazing that it's so much fun to play by yourself.
Right. Yeah.
I've been and this is, and the one thing I want to pull from this, like if you don't listen to the whole like podcast and you stop listening here, I want to say this. This game is fun to play, but fun to lose. You do not find, it's rare even in today's like time, like with PlayStation, Xbox, any of those companies, it is so rare to find a game that is fun to lose to. I think of games like like Battlefront, the original Battlefront. Like even though you try like your hardest and like maybe you lose a match or whatever, like you're like, oh, like I'm gonna try the next one.
Yeah.
Or even like I think of games like Metroid Dread.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh man, like it's hard, but like I wanna beat it. I think of games like Celeste.
Yeah.
The platforming is which Pokemon?
Any Pokemon, I think.
Any Pokemon? Well, I don't know. They might come for you.
Losing that makes you want to just.
They might come for you in the
harder.
comments, Buggy. Pokemon's calling.
Yeah.
Pokemon Legends.
I say Pokemon generate 1 to 4.
Be specific, my guy, because
1
they're
to
gonna.
4.
I'm just trying to save you. But
This wasn't like that.
Yeah. But this game is so fun to like just to lose. It's still you can still have a great time. A grand old time.
Yeah.
Oh, I.
You bring up an interesting point. That's something that a lot of people don't think of. An aspect of gaming is like, what does it feel like to lose? And I'm pretty sure that's something that crosses every developer's mind when they're making a game. Is how are people going to react to losing, right?
Well, it's something that should cross a developer's mind.
Developer's mind.
But does it always happen? No, rarely does it ever happen.
But I'm sure a lot of the real passionate developers at Nintendo, that is something that they think about. But yeah, it's good. It's good when you have a game that is so fun that you actually are. You know what? I'm okay. I lost this, and I'm gonna get a little bit better and practice a little bit more on the practice mode, and then come back and then kick butt, and then I'm gonna win. It's just it's something so satisfying about it that you don't get with a lot of nowadays games. And this is like, I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I feel like nowadays video games, like the developers try to make you like rage quit. You know what I mean? Like because it's such a popular thing nowadays to just like throw your controller in the TV screen or whatever and just like rage quit and destroy your console.
I don't think they want you to rage quit.
There's just something about like
maybe like the developers, like they cause you to rage quit. But I don't think they have that in mind. To rage quit. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. That's what I have.
But no, I get you.
A lot more common nowadays.
Yeah, like there's something to be said about a game being made, and it like the whole thing about it is that what keeps you coming back,
right?
Like what is it about the game that keeps you like wanting to play it? Because the first thing, one of the main things that should be on the developer's mind is, how do we keep them coming back? How do we keep them playing the game over and over and over again and not have it be stale? Because then like what's the point?
Yeah,
you play it for a little bit and like that's it, and then they already got your money. You know what I mean? So like maybe but like I feel like that there's times have changed. Times have changed, my guy. And so But with this game, it's very. This is a game developed by Next Level Games. This was the first Mario sports title developed by a Canadian studio. It's a Canadian studio, which I found really interesting. They later worked on
very peaceful people,
and they're very fun people.
Yeah.
You know, from what I hear. But they also worked on Mario Strikers Charged, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, and Luigi's Mansion 3.
Wow.
All great games.
Yeah.
With a fantastic gameplay.
Yeah.
And
love Dark Moon.
Yeah, and here's something that I also love about this game is that even if you don't like soccer, even if you don't like sports, this game is so fun to play. I'm not really a soccer guy, but I've been watching Ted Lasso, so like I've actually grown to really like the sport a little bit. I have an appreciation for it and respect for it. Whereas before I didn't really like soccer. I was like, oh, I'm just, this is not my thing. Like I don't, said the fat guy, I don't like sports. No, that's not true.
You do like sports.
I love basketball. So like one of my favorite games actually is the Mario, is it 3-on-3? The basketball one. I think it's on the DS or something, but like that game is fantastic. But like I don't like soccer. I don't play FIFA.
Yeah.
I'll play Mario Strikers in a hot minute. I won't play FIFA though. Not that it's bad. Don't come for me in the comments.
Yeah, it's just not your cup of tea.
It's just not my cup of tea. But I like Mario Strikers.
Yeah, and I like it too, and that says a lot because I am really not someone that likes sports, you know? So, I mean, you know me, I don't...
Yeah.
You know, I really don't... I'm not that I don't like sports, but I'm not someone who is...
Partakes.
Yeah, who partakes in the sports realm. So, you know, for me to like enjoy, you know, Strikers as much as I enjoyed it, and a lot of these other Mario sports games that we've been talking about too, it says a lot. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So and this is to what you were saying earlier, you know, when you were talking about how a game that makes you, even though you lose, you want to keep coming back and keep playing, keep trying to get better. That's exactly what I did. I booted this game up and it was like, you know, 10 p.m. or something. I was getting ready for bed. And I lost the I lost the first like 7 matches horribly. It was like 2-zip, then it was like 4-zip. There was one time where it was even like 7-1.
Yeah.
And then today, literally today before, like during my lunch break, I booted it up and I won like the last 2 games that I played. It was like 2-0 or 2-1. And then the very last game, it was like 7-2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, like I know, like I had some time to figure it out. I had some time to play. I had some time to get good, basically. Yeah. I pulled a Dark Souls and I got good. Yeah. But it was very, dude, just like I had such a good time. And like, I'm wondering if it works online. By the way, after this podcast, I wanted to ask you, like, are you down? I know you got Nintendo Switch Online. Are you down to try it out?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be down.
Heck yeah. And I feel like this is also a pretty fun game, like online, if it works. I don't know yet. So we'll figure it out after this podcast. But to stream.
Yeah.
People stream 2K, people stream FIFA, people stream like
stream FIFA so much.
I wanted to stream Mario Strikers for Switch.
Mm-hmm. And
it was just horrible. My dreams are crushed, you know? Yeah. And so, but this game is I'm looking forward to playing it when we have like Nintendo nights, you know, or when we're having game nights, when we're having game nights, you know what I'm saying? I'm real excited for that. Real talk, but it's funny that the first mode is called Grudge Match because I came back with a vengeance. Like, I was really mad. I was like, I'm getting beat by freaking...
computers?
Well, no, just like...
By a toad?
By Peach's scrawny little butt. Or Birdo and Toad. Yeah. I'm like, come on, Hector, what's going on? You know, like...
Yeah.
And so I had to switch it to like somebody bigger, like Donkey Kong, so that when I lost, I'm like, oh, it makes sense. Donkey Kong is big and strong, and he's I didn't want to get like emasculated.
It was a bit of an inferiority complex.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, again, I'm not trying to be sexist over here, but
But the Donkey Kong.
but with Toad,
Yeah. Oh
and
yeah,
it's,
with Toad. Yeah.
it's so weird when Toad scores on you. He looks like a little demon. He looks like Chucky. He has the most evil little face. He's like, ha ha, yeah.
The Shy Guys are in that game too, aren't they?
The
Right?
Shy Guys. You know what? I don't even remember.
I don't remember if they're in that game.
Because I've only been playing with Mario, so you pick a character, and then you pick like your sidekicks. So it's like 5-on-5. So you pick, your character, and then the other 4 are, you pick what kind they're gonna be. So you can pick Toads, you can pick Koopas. You may be able to pick Shy Guys if I'm remembering that correctly, but I would always go with the Hammer Bros because to me they just like it just fits, to have the Hammer Bros by your side like in a soccer match.
Yeah.
They're very, they've already got like protective gear, they're strong, they're
just look very sportsmanlike.
they're rugged, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like not to take anything away from Toad, because Toad has been kicking my butt for the first couple of ones with Donkey Kong and Luigi. But yeah, like and the gameplay is so like it's simple. It's like there's a way to like keep it simple but make it excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. This game, there's an excellence to this game that is missing from any Nintendo sports game that comes out now. I dread a Nintendo sports game that comes out now. Any of them, because they're just not good. They're just not like they're not up to par with like the quality that Nintendo is known for, or used to be known for.
What was the last one that it was Strikers for the Switch? The last one that come out?
No, I don't know why I'm thinking Nintendo Sports. It was like the Switch's version of Wii Sports.
Yeah.
And like I actually think people do like that game a lot. But even then it was like it wasn't as good as Wii Sports Resort or Wii Sports, right? But I hear that game is actually pretty okay. I have to try it. I haven't bought it, but I didn't think it was worth the price at the time. But I don't know, maybe if it goes down in price I'll probably get it, like maybe on the eShop or something. Right. But yeah, man, like it just doesn't we're at a point where I just dread sports games. Even like regular sports games like 2K, and like they haven't really been really good since in a while. And I don't know why that is. I just like it may be because like they come out every year. They're very like they kind of rush. It's kind of like Pokemon, how it used to be. They would come out every year. They would rush the production. They would rush the development, and so it shows.
Yeah.
But do you have any? What do you have to say about that? Like, why do you think the quality has not been up to par the last couple of years?
Honestly, if I were to guess anything, I think it would just be. I don't know. I don't know if it's an issue of like maybe like corporate interference or something like that. Has to do with too many stuffed shirts trying to hinder the creative process or something like that, because things are a lot more rushed nowadays, and things are a lot more just pumped out for the sake of pumping it out to meet deadlines and stuff like that. And the deadlines aren't created by the developers. The deadlines are created by the higher ups, right? The corporate end of it. The suits and the time. Yeah,
that's a very good point.
I really don't know if my guess would be that definitely stifles the creative, process of these games. And as a result, like the games suffer, and they're just not as put together or creative. They don't have that love, like you said, you know what I mean? For that Strikers has, whether it's in the gameplay or even like the art style or just whatever, it just the way Strikers for the Switch was developed, it just is bland in comparison to the OG Strikers, and that's
No.
just opinion, but
Yeah, no, that's a very good point. That is a very good point.
yeah,
And it's just sad.
yeah.
It's very unfortunate, but
Like you said, times have changed. Times have
yeah,
changed.
yeah. So, what was your favorite part about this game? Playing it back in the day, like what's your fondest memory of it?
I think just the competitiveness of it. It's really fun to be competitive. And luckily, I was always playing this game with people who were really competitive, but like not to the point where it was not fun to play with them. It was always like good, just solid family competitiveness, and we always had that going for us. But again, it makes the game like just so much better. That too, and also like I feel like this doesn't get talked about enough. I just talked about it a second ago, but I really really like the art style for the original game. I think it's just really colorful, really bright. But also too GameCube. Like at that time, they had Strikers, they had the Mario Golf, which is really fun. I don't know if you've ever played that one either, but that one's like a lot of
I did. I remember that fondly.
So GameCube just had like a lot of great Mario sports games coming out at that era. So I think during that time was just like a good season for those types of games. And it played well, it looked great. When you had the right people, it was just like a recipe for fun, So that's really what I remember the most out of it.
It is a very beautiful looking game. They really did push the GameCube to as far as it possibly could.
They're really expressive, and I think it's
Yeah,
fun.
and even like the background, even though it's like I don't know if you remember, but when you next time you boot it up, you'll check it out. The crowd is like obviously they couldn't render the polygons the same way they did the main characters that are in frame. So the background, it's very like little specks, like little circles, and like moving, and it's even that is very smooth and fluid, and very well optimized. And even it's charming.
Yeah,
Even though like, do you remember the old SpongeBob episodes? And like, if there was a crowd, there was just little
it's
circles.
just like little dots.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's kind of like that, but like there's like movement, there's fluidity to it, like in the crowd, and it just looks so charming.
yeah,
And like obviously like people who play it now, it's just like, oh, it's like it's from another time, because it is.
Yeah.
And so, but it's very like of that time. It captures it. It's like
when was it released? The original one? Oh, oh,
golly, I don't even know. Like
gotta be around
2000.
that time.
What'd you say?
03 maybe.
No, I think it was like maybe 2005, maybe. Let me look this up here.
Towards the end of the GameCube. I was thinking 03 or 04 maybe.
So I'm looking it up right now. 2005.
2000. The guy.
I was 13.
Wow.
How old were you?
Yeah.
You were 6.
Yeah.
Shut up. In 2005, you were 6.
I was born in 99, so yeah.
Oh wait, I was 12. I'm sorry. I was 12.
Because we're
Still.
6 apart.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy, my guy. Anyway, but I'm sure you played it even well after 2005. Like,
Yeah. When we started playing it out, I was like 8 or 9 or something like that. So it was still
okay.
new. It wasn't that old.
Yeah. No, absolutely. But yeah, man, I don't really have too much more to say, but I just really wanted this episode to be like a kind of retrospective, but also like a not too deep, but because I do want you guys to, if you haven't played this game, go play it. Like if you have Nintendo Switch Online, go right now and play. It's free. Well, if you pay for it annually.
Nothing is free.
Yeah, nothing is free, of course. But if you do have Nintendo Switch Online and the expansion pack, go play it. It's fantastic. But yeah, I just wanted to give this game its flowers.
Yeah, for sure. No, I appreciate that. I wanted to also because, again, both of us in one way or another grew up with it. both of us had fond memories of it, and both of us were kind of disappointed with the Switch version. So we're kind of, it's nice to have this now on the Switch, the superior version.
Absolutely. Well, I gotta go. I gotta get back to playing Super Mario Strikers on my Nintendo Switch on my GameCube app.
There you go.
But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us. If you grew up with Super Mario Strikers, what do you think of the game? What is your favorite part of the game? And why do you think that these sports games are so like hated upon? Like they're dreaded now. Like why do you think they don't really take as much time? Let us know in the comments down below. If you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please give us a rating, give us 5 stars. If you don't like the show, don't rate us at all.
Yes, please don't
rate us. We've got merch. We've got 10% off of Dubby. Guys, we've got the Amazon. Oh, that's a nice hat. I don't think that hat is up anymore, but I can put it up. Put it in the comments if you want Abel's hat.
If you want this hat, Nintendo friends, we will put it back up.
Yeah. If you also, we might be, don't quote me on this, we might be going through a rebrand again. So get the merch while you can. But anything you want to say, Abel?
We love you guys, and we'll see you on the next one.
We'll see you on the next one. Remember to like and subscribe, and yes, please, and get some Switch 2 products in in Amazon list. Yeah. I'm sorry, but go ahead and take us out. You did that already.
Well, I'll say it again. We love you guys, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.